In Python, you may encounter two main kinds of errors: syntax errors and exceptions. A syntax error occurs when you don't follow Python's syntax and maybe forget a colon or the indentation is not proper. Let's try this in the interpreter. First, let's not put a colon after a for statement and see what Python does. So let's try for I in range of 10, and just type on enter. So we get a syntax error as expected. This is an example of an error. Now let's try to enter an empty block of code using the same for loop as we did in the previous lecture. So for I in range 10, colon, and an empty block. Notice that in this case, Python sees that you have no code indented below the for statement, and you didn't even use the pass statement as a placeholder, so it throws an indentation error, telling us that it was expecting an indented block and we didn't provide one. Now let's talk about exceptions. Unlike regular errors, exceptions are raised during the execution of the program, interrupting the normal flow of the application code. Let's see a couple of examples. First, let's use the same for loop to generate one of the many types of exceptions. So this time I will misspell the name of the range function and wait for Python to notice my mistake. So let's say for I in RNGE of 10, let's say print I. Okay, so what do we have here? A name error. This means I misspelled a word in my code. In this case, a function name. This time I forgot to type an A in the range function. Okay, another type of exception is raised when trying to divide a number by 0. Let's see this in the Python interpreter. So let's say for I in range of 10, this time spelled correctly, print I divided by 0. Okay, fair enough, we cannot divide a number by 0, so Python raises a special exception for this. Notice that Python helps us localize the cause of the exception by also displaying the line of the code that generated it. So in our case it is line 2, the one containing print I divided by 0. There are many types of exceptions in Python. We won't analyze all of them now because you will most likely encounter them as you start creating real programs. Okay, this has been a general introduction to exceptions in Python. In the next lecture, we are going to see how to handle exceptions in the code we write.